these cowboys who were brave and courageous enough to step up to a tyrannical federal overreaching power again would be foolish to not exercise their Second Amendment right, and that they had every right to carry. Now, anybody who has that argument, oh, they should have taken their guns, well, I roll my eyes to that because they had moral standing ground. The law stands behind them. Now, she defined standoff. Well, it never was a standoff. So if somebody says, well, it was a standoff, they were being aggressive. No, they weren't. They were peacefully protesting the redress of grievances.
They were combining the First and their Second Amendment rights, which is our right to do. And the sheriff there and the other state representatives are supposed to protect us when we are using those rights. They are supposed to allow us to do it, protect us when we do it, not to try to shut them down. Anyways, I wanted to talk about property rights. So my dad has always been a lover of liberty and the Constitution and freedom, but this all kind of hit home when he started having his own ranch and his friend Cliven went through the standoff in Nevada, and then he started learning more and more about what the BLM was doing. He was paying grazing right fees to the BLM when he didn't buy those grazing rights from the BLM. He bought them from a ranching company named the Ballards. And the Ballards, they bought those grazing rights from the Heatons. And the Heatons are the ones who established them. The Heatons are the ones who went there, and before anybody else was there, before nobody else had been,
they created that right. You have to create it, you have to use it, and you have to defend it. So the Heatons were the first one to have that prior appropriation.
Right. The BLM hasn't even existed at this point. So the Ballards bought the rights from the Heatons. My dad bought the rights from the Ballards. And for some reason, my dad is paying for these rights to the BLM, not the Ballards. That's not even who he pays his mortgage to for the ranch. So why are they doing this? Well, when the government obtains the territory, the federal government obtains the territory, they are supposed to hold that in a trust until they can disperse that to the people and the states. And you can see that they did that really well with the first 13 colonies. But then as soon as they started coming more west, they started holding on to that land a little bit longer and a little bit longer and then longer and longer and longer until we forgot about it. And then they just never gave it up and they kept it for themselves. And they're saying, this is our land, we can do what we want with it. And we are going to employ the BLM who are armed like military. They have M4 guns and they have bulletproof vests and tactical vests and unelected officials. They are not elected by the people, so they're not held accountable by the people. They are illegal according to our Constitution. And so my dad decided, this is the line I am drawing in the sand. This is enough. I will not take this any longer. And he fired the BLM. He said, I will no longer pay you these grazing fees. They are not yours. I will pay my county and I will pay my state. These lands are not yours. I will not do it any longer. And he got fined and he got threatened and bullied. Yep, and he got charged with trespassing, and now they are threatening to take his cows for trespassing. But he stuck his ground.
That was very good. What the people need to understand is this is not about grass. This is not about cows. This is about freedom. And my dad was really good at articulating that in layman terms. And I'd like to read, because I don't have to memorize. This is not about grass. This is not about cows. It's about property rights and the tyrannical overreach in government. The question that Americans should raise are about how it's okay for the FBI to. Oh, that's totally not what I was going to say. So sorry. Let's move on to a next talking point. Or do we want to take a break so you can eat your food?
Let's take a break so you can eat your food. Y'all haven't eaten yet.
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll finish the rest of our speech drafted like last night. We thank